of that delegation of lawmakers is Ashok Mittal, member of the Rajya Sabha and the Aam Aadmi Party, who joins us on the broadcast. Thank you, Mr. Mittal, for joining us on CNN News 18. You were part of the delegation to Russia, Latvia, Slovenia, Greece, as well as Spain. Mr. Mittal, when it comes to India's message to the globe against terror, what was the reception like in these nations?
First, good evening to all clients of CNN 18. It was a wonderful visit, and as you have already mentioned, we visited 5 countries and met the high-ups of those countries, such as Foreign Minister or Deputy Foreign Minister. We met the parliamentarians as well as the head of their parliaments or deputy head of the parliaments. We met top media houses there. We also met think tanks, and at some time the level of chairman of think tank was ex-prime minister, such as Russia's ex-prime minister was the chairman. So we had a good interaction from heart to heart. They were having certain doubts which were created by Pakistan, that India attacked Pakistan and waged a war against Pakistan. We could clarify very well that when Pakistan attacked Pahalgam and killed our 26 innocent citizens, which were profiled on the basis of religions, and all 26 Hindus were killed at a very short range, point blank range, and that too in front of their families, in front of their children. So India had no option but to attack the terrorist camps where these terrorists are taking training, hiding themselves, collecting arms, ammunitions to create nuisance for India. And even before that, on 25th of April, United Nations Security Council also told them that Pakistan should take action against those terrorists and should be responsible. But they didn't react. So India reacted by way of Operation Sindoor. Our Prime Minister took bold initiative and, of course, attacked 9 hideouts of terrorists. And the good part was that India did it with the full precision, in such a manner that the terrorists housed at a particular locations are killed and their camps are destroyed. Not the next room was destroyed and no civilian or even military personnel was killed. We did it with so precision because we didn't want to hurt any civilian population, even any military population. But as we all know, in Pakistan, elected government is a puppet government. It's a government which is practically run by army, defense, run by their spying agency ISI, run by their religious organizations. And Pakistan army attacked Indian territory, and again we had to react, and we reacted sharply. And in those reactions, we did destroy their air bases, we did destroy their army establishments. And again, we tried to ensure that the casualties are minimum because they didn't want the people to be killed. And when Pakistan asked for ceasefire, when they felt they can't fight India, India is strong enough, they asked for ceasefire. And we agreed to their request because our intention was not to wage war against Pakistan. Our attention was just to kill terrorists, just to give them a message, please stop keeping terrorists in your territory, start nurturing them, start harboring them. If you do that, we will definitely take action. And we did it, and we did it very efficiently and effectively.
Right.
That's in precision we told them.
Right. And when you were making this case to these countries, Mr. Mittal, of course, there was a lot of Pakistani misinformation that was also doing the rounds, a lot of Pakistani propaganda as well. Did you see the impact of the Pakistani misinformation machine in these countries, or was India able to effectively make its case and counter any misinformation surrounding Operation Sindoor?
No, absolutely correct. There was definitely misinformations, and they were biased to some extent because they know about India character, but even then they were biased. And we were able to remove all those misconceptions, misinformations which were fed into their minds. And especially the government side, they were much more clear earlier, but their media or think tank, they were more biased. And but we could clarify in the remove all those kind of misinformations from the minds of all concerned.
Right. And Mr. Mittal, Russia also one of India's key defense and strategic partners. Now, Russia has also come out and said that Donald Trump had an instrumental role when it came to the ceasefire, something that India has contested. Was the ceasefire issue brought up during your outreach in Russia and how it went about? Because while Russia has now backed what Donald Trump has said, India has made it very clear, and you just pointed it out as well, that we punished Pakistan to such an extent that they sought a ceasefire from our DGMO.
It's very clear. This point did come for discussion, and we told, as we discussed with you, means your country, we did discuss with the USA also, we did discuss with many other countries, which is happens. This is a normal process. When any war or any such kind of misunderstanding occurs, we do discuss with our friends. It happens in our families also. If there is a problem in a family, we do discuss with the friends and relatives around us. Similarly, we did. But it doesn't mean that we allow them to mediate. India is a neutral country since independence, and we have maintained that stand, and we will continue to maintain that stand.
Right. So that
we
stand,
didn't ask for any mediation by US. Yeah, very clearly, emphatically, it was clarified to them, and they agreed to what we have said.
Right. And Mr. Mittal, my final question, given the fact that you've made this emphatic point, given the fact that you've stuck to your guns that this mediation was not done by the United States, it was India which forced Pakistan to the talking table when it came to a ceasefire. How do you react to the politics back home? Rahul Gandhi now going in overdrive, saying that that Prime Minister Modi surrendered to Pakistan after the call from Donald Trump. Even the statement coming in from Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann, mocking Operation Sindoor, if you will, saying it's a one nation, one husband campaign being launched by the Prime Minister.
Every leader has its own point of view. So they are their own point of view. But as far as I am concerned, I feel that it was a very successful operation. And it was done with full precision, with full responsibilities, and we could teach Pakistan that if you try to raise your hands, we will not be hesitant to kill it.
Right. So, just very quickly, is Rahul Gandhi wrong in saying that India surrendered to Pakistan after the call from Donald Trump?
देखिए, India government has clarified very clearly and emphatically that there was no mediation, and when the government stand is clear, and we also know about what is the DNA of India. In our DNA, we believe in neutrality. We don't come under pressure. We don't allow anyone to mediate, and we always believe in bilateral relations, whether it is trade, business, or it's a war, or it's a defense, and I will go by what the government has said.
Right. So I think it's as clear as that. Thank you, Mr. Mittal, for joining us on the broadcast and sharing your perspective. The member of the delegation to those 5 nations, making it very clear that the government's stand is extremely laid out at the end of the day, and no one should counter the government on the notion of the ceasefire, because India forced Pakistan to lay down its arms after Operation Sindoor and those targeted strikes at those Pakistani air bases. And to say that Prime Minister Modi surrendered to Pakistan after the call from Donald Trump is factually incorrect, and the point was made by the delegations abroad. Now, shifting focus to Bengaluru, ladies and gentlemen, in the wake of the stampede outside the Chinnaswamy Stadium, as RCB was being felicitated by the state government. Now, what we're learning is that 6 arrests have been made in this case, including an RCB official, 3 from the event firms and 2 from the Karnataka State Cricket Association. Now, the KSCA has now approached the Karnataka High Court to quash the FIR. saying that the go-ahead for the event came from the state government. The court has also directed no coercive action for now against the KSCA. Now, the CID is probing the case as top cops, including the police commissioner of Bengaluru, stand suspended. IPS officer Seemant Kumar Singh has taken over as the new police chief of Bengaluru. Meanwhile, the ADGP Intelligence, Hemant Nimbalkar, has also been transferred without posting. So a lot of heads rolling when it comes to the Bengaluru police. A police constable has now protested the suspensions, writing to the governor seeking protection for the police force and its top officials. But in a political shake-up as well, the Chief Minister's close aide, K. Govindraj, has also been dismissed. He reportedly pushed for the event at the Vidhana Soudha. Meanwhile, ministers who are accused of turning this entire tragedy into a photo op remain untouched. BJP's B.Y. Vijendra has demanded Chief Minister Siddaramaiah's resignation, saying that all these suspensions and ousters are taking place just to ring-fence Siddaramaiah from any responsibility in connection to the Bengaluru Stampede.
First of all, an incident which turned from smiles to sorrows, we can say, an incident of stampede in Bangalore. While the team was there for their victory parade, we can say. How do you see the entire situation? Because a lot of people, we can say cricket crazy, so they were there to witness that event and the team. And then such an unfortunate event happened.
It is a really very unfortunate incident. Nobody expected this kind of anti-climax after such a beautiful closing of the IPL. It was almost 2.5 months old IPL, and this year IPL was fully successful in spite of some suspension in the mid. But anyway, the incident is very, in fact nobody expected this kind of incident, and it is very horrific, very horrible and unexpected, and I am sure that some lapses has taken place somewhere which has resulted the death of 11 innocent lives and so many people are injured.
And I'm joined by my colleague Vivek Narayan on the broadcast. So Vivek, in the fallout of the Bengaluru Stampede, top police officials suspended, the Chief Minister's own key political aide also suspended. But where is the accountability from the top order of the state government of Karnataka? That is the big question coming in, not just from the people of Karnataka, but now the BJP also training its guns at Siddaramaiah, demanding his resignation.
Well, politics will happen, that's a different thing. But the two key words that I heard right now is unfortunate and unexpected. Well, unfortunate, of course, it was, but unexpected, no. And that is why exactly, Karnataka police had, it's a very cosmopolitan force. They know how to handle these things. This has happened before. Chinnaswamy Stadium has seen celebrations, has seen events before this. They know how to handle these things. And among the 3 events which happened on that day, 3 events were planned of late. One, of course, was this the travel of the cricketers from the airport to the hotel. That was supposedly private. After that, they were supposed to go to Vidhana Soudha. And then from Vidhana Soudha to the Chinnaswamy Stadium, and from Chinnaswamy Stadium it was to be a victory parade. 2 things the Karnataka police, as per my sources, very clearly at the highest level saying that the Karnataka police objected to. 1, there cannot be a meeting at the Vidhana Soudha 1, and there cannot be an open bus ride felicitating the cricketers. That cannot happen there because they just did not have the personnel. They were not ready for it. It's a small confined area, and they very clearly flagged that to the political leadership. The only thing that the Karnataka police's hierarchies information that the political leadership heeded was that there will not be a bus ride along the city of Bangalore at that point, but they were leaned upon by the political leadership to say that the event at Vidhana Soudha will be happening. I mean, that is something that is sad because despite professionals telling politicians that they should not happen, they leaned upon the police and in fact asked them to ensure that this happens. And that's exactly why a distance of 1 kilometer from Vidhana Soudha to Chinnaswamy Stadium, there were so many people. The incidence of slipper throwing, stone throwing happened at Vidhana Soudha, it was a clear indication that things will be worse at Chinnaswamy Stadium, which it was. And now we hear that there were only 1,660 police officers, unlike what we were told about 5,000 police officers being kept. Out of this 1,660, half were at Vidhana Soudha, half were at Chinnaswamy Stadium. Far too less people, too less time to have a barricade organized to ensure that a foolproof arrangement was in place. That's exactly why this happened. I mean, one sees that a professional police force being blamed and paying for something that the political leadership had actually done for. And if you look at this lower level leadership or political leadership, as you are saying, even the KSCA or RCB.
ಒಂದು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಕೇಳಿ, ನಿನಗೆ ತಾಳ್ಮೆ ಇದ್ರೆ ಕೇಳು. ನೀನು ನನ್ನ ಮೇಲೆ ದಬಾವಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾರ ದಬಾವಣೆಗೆಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಕೇಳೋದು. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಾಳ್ಮೆಯಿಂದ ಒಬ್ಬ ಹೆಣ್ಮಗಳು ಕೇಳ್ತಾವಳೆ, ಹೆಣ್ಮಗಳಿಗೆ ಉತ್ತರ ಹೇಳೋಣ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಿನಗೂ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, 100 ಜನಕ್ಕೂ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಕೊಡೋಣ ಪಾಪ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ರಾಜೀನಾಮೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಕೊಡೋಣ. ಅವ್ರ ಆಸೆ ನೆರವೇರ್ಸೋಣ. ಡೋಂಟ್ ವರಿ. ನಾವು ಯಾವ ಇಮೇಜು ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಮಗೆ ಜನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋ ಇಮೇಜೇ ನಮಗೆ ಸಾಕಾಗಿದೆ. ನಮಗೇನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಇಮೇಜ್ ಇದೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಜನ ಏನು ಯುವಕರು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ಅಭಿಮಾನದಿಂದ ಆಚರಣೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಬಯಸಿದ್ರು, ಇವರೇನೇನು ಟ್ವೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಜನತಾದಳದವ್ರು ಏನು ಟ್ವೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, BJP ಏನು ಟ್ವೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಯಾರು ಏನೇನು ಟ್ವೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಿಚ್ಚಿ ತೆಗೀಲಿ. ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಯಾರು ಏನೇನು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಇದೆ ದಾಖಲೆ. ನಾನು ಹೆಣದ ಮೇಲೆ ರಾಜಕಾರಣ ಅವ್ರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
So that's the latest statement coming in from Karnataka Deputy Chief Minister DK Shivkumar. But as Vivek was pointing out, the new development that's coming in, that there were just 1,000 police personnel deployed on the ground, and that is 1,000 personnel to cover both the Vidhana Soudha as well as the Chinnaswamy Stadium. And as the state government pointed out, inside the Karnataka High Court, there were 2.5 lakh people when it came to the Chinnaswamy Stadium. So how could 1,000 police personnel on the ground from Vidhana Soudha, 1 kilometer away is the Chinnaswamy Stadium, in that stretch, how can just 1,000 police personnel manage 2.5 lakh people? This is clearly a huge lapse coming in from the state government, but the state government now trying to put the onus on people right below the chief minister.
ಆಯ್ತಪ್ಪ, KSCA ಅವರು ಬರೆದ್ರು, ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಇತ್ತು. ನಾನು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರು, ನನಗೆ ಕೆಲವು ಆಫೀಸರ್ಸು ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡ್ರು, ಅವರು ಇವರು KSCA ಅವರು ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡ್ರು, 10 ನಿಮಿಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಥರ ಏನೋ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗೋದು ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತೆ, 10 ನಿಮಿಷ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ. ಸ್ಟೇಡಿಯಂಗೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೆ. ಏನು ತಪ್ಪಿದೆ? ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೆ, ಏರ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೆ. ನಾನು ಒಬ್ಬನೇ ಹೋಗಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಬೇಡ, ಇದನ್ನು ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ನೀವು ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಹಕಾರ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ನಾನು ನಮ್ಮ ಕನ್ನಡ ಧ್ವಜ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾನು ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ತಪ್ಪೇನಿದೆ? ಏನು ಕ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು.
3:30ಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಡೆತ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಇದ್ರು.
And cutting back out of that statement coming in from DK Shivkumar, the revelation that's coming in, just 1,000 police personnel between Vidhana Soudha as well as Chinnaswamy Stadium to manage 2.5 lakh people that descended upon the Chinnaswamy Stadium. Also the big question that emerges is that why is action being taken against police officials while they had made it very clear that the event at the Vidhana Soudha should not be held. At the same time, right after the stampede, DK Shivkumar had made a statement that he lauded the police officials for their management on the ground, saying that the crowd was uncontrollable. But then to suspend these top officials, it just flies in the face of any justification coming in from the state government. Let's listen into more reactions coming in.
Sir, you're taking up this job at a very crucial and a challenging time.
I like to clarify that police job itself is very challenging and we are used to it. So our officers in Bangalore City Police have already been doing a very good work, and as part of that I'll try to carry on the good works which is done, and with the support of you all and the public and my officers, certainly we'll try to bring in the best service which we can do.
So the immediate focus definitely is on the Stampede case and the probe in that. How does it progress from here on, sir?
It's too early for me to comment on that. I'm just taking charge. Give us some time. and we'll get back to you on this.
Final question, any priorities areas, sir, that you would look at?
I told you, just I have taken charge.
Okay.
So basic policing is my priority and we'll do it.
The state government seems to be caught in its own words. They are saying that permission wasn't given to these events. But you have the Chief Minister, Deputy Chief Minister at Vidhana Soudha. Deputy Chief Minister goes to Chinnaswamy Stadium as well. But police officers have now been suspended.
Police officers clearly mentioned in the FIR that when KSCA, RBI and DNA sought permission for the victory parade, permission was rejected. But Chief Minister Siddaramaiah tweets saying that government has organized a victory parade before Vidhana Soudha and invited all the fans, because of which lakhs and lakhs of RCB fans had gathered near Vidhana Soudha as well as Chinnaswamy Stadium. So police in the FIR clearly mentioned, even though permission was denied, the RCB and other agencies organized this function. But how did Chief Minister tweet? Why did he welcome the RCB fans? So it is a urgency on the part of the state government to encash upon the RCB's victory, publicity. So this has led to such a big tragedy. 11 innocent lives has been lost. If at all, if anybody is responsible for this tragedy, for the 11 deaths, it is the Chief Minister himself. So Chief Minister has to resign, taking moral responsibility.
You see, Kumbh Mela was not a stampede. 120 people died, or we don't know. We are a responsible government. We are owning up responsibility. I am coming and talking in front of the media. The CM is addressing the media. We are not hiding casualties. We are not shying away from our responsibilities. What happened in Kumbh Mela? That was not a stampede. Then why nobody asked the resignation?
Yesterday's decision taken by this government about the suspension of 5 police officers. This is another blunder made by this government. Entire fault is with the government to build their image by misusing this IPL trophy. Both CM and Deputy CM, they have taken their own decision by violating the advice given by the police senior officers. This government should go according to me.
Yes, they condone the message. ನಾನು ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ಗೆ ಸ್ಟೇಡಿಯಂಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಐ ಗೇವ್ ದೆಮ್ ಎ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ದೆಮ್ ವಿತ್ ಇನ್ 10 minutes this program should be closed. I took the secretary also, he also, they all agreed, even the RCB team agreed. Within 10 minutes in the stage, not even 1 minute.
ನಾನು ರಾಜಕೀಯ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ ಈ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ. ಮೇಲ್ನೋಟಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾರು ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರರಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಯಾರು ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಯನ್ನು ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸಿಲ್ಲ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಅಂತೇವ್ರನ್ನ ಸಸ್ಪೆಂಡ್.
What we have seen in Bengaluru Stampede is nothing short of a state-sponsored man-made disaster for which the CM and Deputy CM are directly responsible. They are A1 and A2, but instead of taking the accountability, we see that there is an attempt to shift the blame constantly by them. Within 24 hours now, to fix the responsibility on somebody, action has been taken on series of officers. Did the police give the clearance for the program in Vidhana Soudha? Who gave the clearance? And who took the decision to continue the celebration even when deaths were occurring? So this is yet another attempt to save their own skin and to find scapegoat.
The city and the police personnel of Bangalore city are in shock that how is it that police commissioner can be placed under suspension when the police as a team have dissuaded the government as well as safeguarded citizens throughout the night when the results of the when the results of the cricket match came out. We appeal that this order should be taken back and let sanity prevail, and the police commissioner is an extremely trusted officer of the government. It only indicates that the government itself has failed if the police commissioner is placed under suspension. Hopefully, good sense prevails.
Meanwhile, former Indian cricketers Madan Lal, Atul Vasan and Syed Kirmani have voiced concerns over crowd chaos holding RCB and local authorities accountable for the unfortunate incident.
A night of celebration turned into a nightmare as RCB marked their historic IPL win. A stampede outside Chinnaswamy Stadium claimed 11 lives. Former cricketers were united in calling it heartbreak and tragic. While some mourned in silence, others questioned the authorities, planning and even the need for such over-the-top celebrations. A moment of pride now clouded by pain.
देखिए बड़ी दुख की बात है जो हम हमारे जो क्रिकेट के फैन हैं उनको 11 लोगों की जो इस दुर्घटना में मौत हुई है बड़ी दुख की बात है क्योंकि ऐसा होना नहीं चाहिए और ये जो दुर्घटना हुई है इजीली वाइड की जा सकती थी क्योंकि वाइड करने का एक ही कारण था कि देखिए आपने सेलिब्रेशन किया बॉम्बे अहमदाबाद में आपको इतनी जल्दी क्या थी आपको इतनी जल्दी जाने की जरूरत क्या थी आप थोड़ा सा देर रुक जाते और रुकने के बाद आप एक टाइमिंग देते एक आधा दिन ठहर के कर लेते तभी तो लोगों ने जो फैन है वो तो आरसीबी के फैन है जो उन्होंने आना ही आना था
You see, RCB took 17 long years to win the coveted trophy. Likewise, the authorities concerned should have taken some more time. You know, a couple of days. Once the players have relaxed in their homes, call them over and properly organized. This is the way it should have been. You see now, when RCB has waited 7 long years, the felicitations and the celebrations could have also waited for a few days so that they could organize it in a nice and proper way. And the families of those bereaved, right, should be taken care of.
So, but Virat, beat everybody into a frenzy that he wanted it so badly. He thought that this will complete him. And, people thought that this is such a big thing. So I think take Virat out of this and there's nothing there. And then, of course, you can't blame the politicians to get on the bandwagon because there's so free eyeballs. And, it's a wet dream come true for them. So I think they got on the bandwagon. The franchisee, they would love it because they have to sell the sponsorship next year. So the whole, the balloon was made up and the cricketers have got no fault.
देखिए बहुत दुखद और दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण घटना है जिस बात का आज जश्न मनाया जाना था दुर्भाग्य से इस इंसिडेंट के कारण वहाँ शोक की लहर है। सबसे पहले तो मैं उन सभी परिवार के साथ अपनी संवेदनाएं बीसीसीआई की ओर से प्रकट करना चाहूँगा जिन्होंने अपनों को खोया है। बहुत ही दुखद घटना है। आज वो सब सेलिब्रेशन और जश्न मनाने गए थे लेकिन ऐसी घटना हुई इस बात का हमें बहुत अफसोस है।
ये बंगलौर में हादसा हुआ दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है दुखद है जितनी जो है उसके बारे में कहा जाए कम है। हम लोगों ने इसकी उम्मीद नहीं की थी खासतौर से आयोजकों ने कि 35,000 कैपेसिटी है स्टेडियम की जिसमें फंक्शन था 3 लाख लोग आ गए। किसी लीग मैच में इतने लोगों का आना जो है वो उसकी उम्मीद नहीं थी। अनएक्सपेक्टेड क्राउड था उसकी वजह से हादसा हुआ जो बहुत दुखद है और हम सब लोग इसको जो मानते हैं कि मुझे लगता है कहीं न कहीं जो है हमें आगे बहुत एहतियात बरतनी होगी।
And we will continue to track all the developments coming in from Bengaluru in the wake of the Stampede tragedy. For now, quick break. More news and updates on the other side.
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
The Bengaluru police has now arrested 4 people in the Bengaluru Stampede case. 2 people are from the RCB management and 2 others are from DNA. They have been arrested so far. The Stampede, remember, has triggered massive political and administrative fallout. At yesterday's cabinet meeting, we are learning that Chief Minister Siddaramaiah announced major actions. This is a 1-member judicial commission that has now been formed. Meanwhile, we're also learning that senior police officials have been suspended, including the Cubbon Park Police Inspector, the area ACP and the Central DCP, also Additional Commissioner of Police and even the Bengaluru City Police Commissioner. 1996 batch IPS officer Srimat Kumar Singh is now the new commissioner. While cops face suspension, ministers who turned the tragedy into a photo op session remain untouched, and that is the big question that we are asking here.
The cabinet has taken a decision to suspend the CPI of the Cubbon Park police station and ACP of that particular area, DCP of Central Divisional Commission, Deputy Commissioner of Police, Assistant Commissioner of Police and CPI, and Additional Commissioner of Police, and who is in charge of the stadium. Yes, they condole the message. Nan immediately stadium go buttu. I gave them a direction and request them within 10 minutes this program should be closed. I took the secretary also. He also, they all agreed. Even the RCB team agreed. Within 10 minutes in the stage, not even 1 minute. 5 minutes they closed the program and they went around that. We sent a lot of police people around them also. We didn't want any incident to happen also. They just closed. And we requested Kohli also to just go. You saw the everything. They, for a courtesy sake, to show that they have handed over this gift to Karnataka. That is what. They just, within one minute, they just gave a cup to me. I said, okay, fine, and we just closed it.
What we have seen in Bengaluru Stampede is nothing short of a state-sponsored man-made disaster for which the CM and Deputy CM are directly responsible. They are A1 and A2, but instead of taking the accountability, we see that there is an attempt to shift the blame constantly by them. Within 24 hours now, to fix the responsibility on somebody, action has been taken on series of officers. Did the police give the clearance for the program in Vidhana Soudha? Who gave the clearance? And who took the decision to continue the celebration even when deaths were occurring? So this is yet another attempt to save their own skin and to find scapegoat.
Sir, you've inspected the spots where this unfortunate tragedy took place prima facie. What are the aspects you would be looking into, sir?
Yeah, I visited all the gates where people are suffered so much. I take a situation of the ground reality of the stadium. I have to analyze all the CCTV footages and events in going on yesterday gone there. After that, I will issue notice to some institutions and persons. I issue a public notice to public to give their evidence. I will collect evidence on 13th of this month.
Also, likelihood of RCB, KSCA and others being given notice?
I will issue notice to KSCA, RCB, Police Department, and Police Commissionerate, and some other departments also, Metro
BMR
department, BMRs, and other departments also. I will visit Vidhana Soudha. I will.
Joining us right now, the new Commissioner of Bengaluru City Police, Mr. Srimat Kumar Singh. Sir, you're taking up this job at a very crucial and a challenging time.
I like to clarify that police job itself is very challenging and we are used to it. So our officers in Bangalore City Police have already been doing a very good work, and as part of that I'll try to carry on the good works which is done, and with the support of you all and the public and my officers, certainly we'll try to bring in the best service which we can do.
So the immediate focus definitely is on the Stampede case and the probe in that. How does it progress from here on, sir?
It's too early for me to comment on that. I'm just taking charge. give us some time, and we'll get back to you on this.
Final question, any priorities areas, sir, that you would look at?
I told you, just I have taken charge.
Okay.
So basic policing is my priority, and we'll do it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Let me take this across to my colleagues Harish and Rohini, who are now with us on the broadcast. Harish, you managed to speak to next in charge as far as the police is concerned, but the big question still remains that while they are sacking police officials, they are the ones who in fact flagged the concerns. There is no action at the ministerial levels.
Absolutely. Remember, 3 senior IPS officers have now been suspended, but we still have no word on what's the action that the government will take on the political class, the ministers who pressurize the police to allow these events, including the one at Vidhana Soudha, including the one at Chinnaswamy Stadium. The government itself is conceding that is now coming out and saying that there was no proper approval on paper. But then these events happened. The Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister were present in Vidhana Soudha. The Deputy Chief Minister was present in Chinnaswamy Stadium also. And that's why this doesn't cut ties. If the government believes that these events did not have permission, then why did the political class take part in these events? And they can't now claim that they were ignorant about it. And the fact that the Deputy Chief Minister himself on the day of the event, on the 4th morning, came out and said that there are requests to hold this event, and the police, the Home Minister and the Chief Minister will decide after a discussion, indicates that the government was very well aware and the discussion had happened at the senior-most level of the government. Yet, you now see the government trying to make IPS officers and other police officers the scapegoat in this case, not really coming out and saying what action will be taken against their own, the people within the government who allowed this to happen, who were part of it, who were happy clicking selfies with these RCB players and others who were present on the dais. Not just that, they also got in their family members and others. So clearly the government has a lot of explaining to do. Let's also not forget.
And welcome back to the Nation at 5 with me, Ayushman Singh Jamwal. RBI's Monetary Policy Committee has decided to cut repo rate by 50 basis points to 5.5% and have changed the stance to neutral from accommodative. This is the 3rd consecutive cut by the RBI in 2025. The move will lead to home loans becoming significantly cheaper. The RBI Governor has further said that inflation has softened significantly to well below the target with signs of broad-based moderation. The RBI Governor further said that inflation outlook for 2026 has also been revised down to 3.7% from 4%.
The Monetary Policy Committee met on the 4th, 5th and 6th of June, that is today, to deliberate and decide on the policy repo rate. And after a detailed assessment of the evolving macroeconomic and financial developments and the economic outlook ahead, the MPC decided to reduce, which is widely expected, the policy repo rate under the liquidity adjustment facility by 50 basis points to 5.5%. This is with immediate effect. Consequently, the standing deposit facility rate, which is the STF rate, shall stand adjusted to 5.25%. And the marginal standing facility MSF rate and the bank rate shall stand adjusted to 5.75%.
Say about the governor's performance today, it was more like one of those swashbuckling T20 batsmen, Sai Sudarshan or Virat Kohli, just coming out and hooking sixer on sixer, a double rate cut and 100 basis point cash reserve ratio cut. This is, I can't remember when we last had such an easy policy. Cutting by 100 basis was probably after the Lehman crisis or something. So this is a very big giveaway, gift for the markets and for the borrowers. But he immediately turns out to be a Rahul Dravid or someone, because he comes and says in the next sentence that I'm changing the stance from accommodative to neutral. What it basically means in plain English is that the chances of more rate cuts are not there. All he has done, he has advanced a possible August rate cut to June and given 2 cuts in June. But the only way to read this is that there are probably no more rate cuts. There are some people who are, focusing on possibility later on. But when we asked the governor, inflation is at 3.5%, he pointed out that next year it is 4.5%. So clearly, it didn't look like a governor who's going to relent and give us any more rate cuts. So that's as far as the policy is concerned. Let's come to what happens to the banks. For the banks, a rate cut of 50 basis more than expected is actually negative. Why is it negative? Because many of the banks' loans are linked to the repo rate. So immediately, what they get from a home loan, what they get from a corporate loan will all fall. About 30% of the loans are linked to the repo rate, and so they're going to earn less in the coming quarter. And therefore, the margins will fall. Deposits take time to fall. But the CRR cut is very important. What is the CRR? If you have 100 rupees, you had to keep 4 rupees as cash. Now you have to keep only 3 rupees as cash. You can lend 1 more rupee and earn 7-8% on that. For the banks, if you take the stock of money, they can lend 2.5 trillion rupees more in the system at 7 or 8%. Until now, it is only earning 0. So that means by the time you come to the second half of the year, banks are going to find the cost of their funds low, and it is what you call a money multiplier. Every new deposit, they're going to keep less money aside for CRR, and they're able to lend more. So what it is going to mean is that banks have better and better times. They will see a steep fall in margins in the first quarter, and then a U-turn in the margins by the time the year ends. They exit the year very well. That is if you are a bank shareholder. If you are in an NBFC or real estate a company or a shareholder or an auto company, or you're going to buy a car, for all these people, things are really good. Loans are going to get cheaper and cheaper as the year progresses. It's already falling by 0.5%. It's going to fall even more as the amount of money available with banks goes higher. So there's a lot of cheer. The only caution I would leave on the table is, has the governor come out of the crease a bit too much and whacked the ball? You're exposing all your stumps. If something goes wrong, he has just put all the cards on the table. I would just worry a bit about that, but, especially because the tariff war goes ugly or monsoons don't live up to the early promise. Then, inflation can play a nasty trick on us. Let's hope all those things don't happen.
The RBI, the governor and MPC have announced a rate cut of 50 basis point, which is 25 basis point above the consensus. So it's a very, very positive thing. So in all, the RBI has reduced in this calendar year the interest rate by 1 full percentage point. This, I'm sure, will induce consumption, and in turn it will expand the economy, and our GDP numbers will go up.
This, I feel, will bring in more liquidity in the market. It will make the loans and credits easier for the businesses to take. It will make loans cheaper. It will make loans easier, and it will make loans in abundance also, because there's going to be no dearth of liquidity in the market. So I think this is a big booster dose for the economy as far as RBI is concerned.
So relief for the middle class as there is a liquidity booster in the market is the pitch coming in from the RBI and economic experts. We will continue to track all the developments coming in. For now, a quick break. More news and updates on the other side.
This is the track. This is News18 Network. India's largest news network.
The Bengaluru police has now arrested 4 people in the Bengaluru Stampede case. 2 people are from the RCB management and 2 others are from DNA. They have been arrested so far. The stampede, remember, has triggered massive political and administrative fallout. At yesterday's cabinet meeting, we are learning that Chief Minister Siddaramaiah announced major actions. This is a 1-member judicial commission that has now been formed. Meanwhile, we're also learning that senior police officials have been suspended, including the Cubbon Park Police Inspector, the Area ACP and the Central DCP, also Additional Commissioner of Police, and even the Bengaluru City Police Commissioner. 1996 batch IPS officer Srimat Kumar Singh is now the new commissioner. While cops face suspension. Ministers who turned the tragedy into a photo op session remain untouched, and that is the big question that we are asking here.
The cabinet has taken a decision to suspend the CPI of the Cubbon Park police station and ACP of that particular area, DCP of Central Divisional Commission, Deputy Commissioner of Police, Assistant Commissioner of Police and CPI, and Additional Commissioner of Police, and who is in charge of the stadium. Yes, they condone the message. ನಾನು ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ಗೆ ಸ್ಟೇಡಿಯಂಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಐ ಗೇವ್ ದೆಮ್ ಎ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ದೆಮ್ ವಿತ್ ಇನ್ 10 minutes this program should be closed. I took the secretary also, he also, they all agreed, even the RCB team agreed. Within 10 minutes in the stage, not even 1 minute. 5 minutes they closed the program and they went around that. We sent a lot of police people around them also. We didn't want any incident to happen also. They just closed. And we requested Kohli also to just go. You saw the everything. They, for a courtesy sake, to show that they have handed over this gift to Karnataka. That is what. They just, within one minute, they just gave a cup to me. I said, okay, fine, and we just closed it.
What we have seen in Bengaluru Stampede is nothing short of a state-sponsored man-made disaster for which the CM and Deputy CM are directly responsible. They are A1 and A2, but instead of taking the accountability, we see that there is an attempt to shift the blame constantly by them. Within 24 hours now, to fix the responsibility on somebody, action has been taken on series of officers. Did the police give the clearance for the program in Vidhana Soudha? Who gave the clearance? And who took the decision to continue the celebration even when deaths were occurring? So this is yet another attempt to save their own skin and to find scapegoat.
Sir, you've inspected the spots where this unfortunate tragedy took place prima facie. What are the aspects you would be looking into, sir?
Yeah, I visited all the gates where people are suffered so much. I take a situation of the ground reality of the stadium. I have to analyze all the CCTV footages and events in going on yesterday gone there. After that, I will issue notice to some institutions and persons. I issue public notice to public to give their evidence. I will collect evidence on 13th of this month.
Also, likelihood of RCB, KSCA and others being given notice?
I will issue notice to KSCA, RCB, Police Department, Police Commissionerate, and some other departments also, Metro
BMRC.
Department, BMRC, and other departments also. I will visit Vidhana Soudha. I will.
Joining us right now, the new Commissioner of Bengaluru City Police, Mr. Sumit Kumar Singh. Sir, you're taking up this job at a very crucial and challenging time.
I like to clarify that police job is very challenging and we are used to it. So our officers in Bangalore City Police have already been doing a very good work, and as part of that I'll try to carry on the good works which is done, and with the support of you all and the public and my officers, certainly we'll try to bring in the best service which we can do.
So the immediate focus definitely is on the Stampede case and the probe in that. How does it progress from here on, sir?
It's too early for me to comment on that. I'm just taking charge. Give us some time and we'll get back to you on this.
Final question, any priorities areas, sir, that you would look at?
I told you, just I have taken charge.
Okay.
So basic policing is my priority and we'll do it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Let me take this across to my colleagues Harish and Rohini, who are now with us on the broadcast. Harish, you managed to speak to next in charge as far as the police is concerned, but the big question still remains that while they are sacking police officials, they are the ones who in fact flagged the concerns. There is no action at the ministerial levels.
Absolutely. Remember, 3 senior IPS officers have now been suspended, but we still have no word on what's the action that the government will take on the political class, the ministers who pressurize the police to allow these events, including the one at Vidhana Soudha, including the one at Chinnaswamy Stadium. The government itself is conceding that is now coming out and saying that there was no proper approval on paper. But then these events happened. The Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister were present in Vidhana Soudha. The Deputy Chief Minister was present in Chinnaswamy Stadium also. And that's why this doesn't cut ties. If the government believes that these events did not have permission, then why did the political class take part in these events? And they can't now claim that they were ignorant about it. And the fact that the Deputy Chief Minister himself on the day of the event, on the 4th morning, came out and said that there are requests to hold this event, and the police, the Home Minister and the Chief Minister will decide after a discussion, indicates that the government was very well aware and the discussion had happened at the senior-most level of the government. Yet, you now see the government trying to make IPS officers and other police officers the scapegoat in this case, not really coming out and saying what action will be taken against their own, the people within the government who allowed this to happen, who were part of it, who were happy clicking selfies with these RCB players.
And welcome back to the Nation at 5 with me, Ayushman Singh Jamwal. Big breaking news coming in where the Securities and Exchange Board of India has ordered the attachment of bank accounts, mutual funds and shares linked to fugitive businessman Mehl Choksi to recover over 2 crore. The amount is related to a penalty imposed on him for violating insider trading rules in the shares of Gitanjali Gems when he served as chairman and managing director. To get more details on this latest move, I'm joined by my colleague Pallavi Ghosh on the broadcast. Pallavi, over to you.
As we all know, that Mehl Choksi has already been under the scanner for a lot of for dodging the rules, dodging the system, and in this case, there are fraudulent dealings as far as Gitanjali Gems, or the jewelry firm that he owned, is concerned, and he's also been absconding. And even as India is looking to get him back, the first big step which has been taken is, of course, stopping and one of his accounts. Now, essentially, Ayushman, what this also means is that the government really means business. SEBI has taken this big step. Government also means business in this. Finance Ministry has also been keeping a watch on all his accounts and all his activities, and hoping that it goes a long way to ensure transparency and clarity in all kinds of financial dealings.
Right, thank you, Pallavi, for getting us that piece of breaking news when it comes to action against fugitive businessman Mehl Choksi. But shifting focus to the top international story, what began as a powerful alliance now seems to have turned into a full-blown fallout. Elon Musk publicly slammed the White House's $4 trillion spending bill and called it an abomination, a pork-filled abomination are the words used by the Tesla CEO. Trump expressed disappointment and questioned his friendship with Musk. The disagreement centers on the bill's electric vehicle tax credit, which was reduced despite Musk's lobbying. Now, Musk denied claims that he was consulted on the bill, saying it was passed in the dead of night without his input. Now, tensions escalated after Musk left his advisory role at the White House's Department of Government Efficiency last week. Musk also wanted the FAA to use his Starlink satellites for air traffic control, a proposal rejected due to conflict of interest. Meanwhile, political tensions have hurt Tesla sales in key markets. Tesla shares sank 14%. Tesla shares worth $150 billion in market value have been wiped out. And Musk has gone a step further now and called for Trump's impeachment and has accused him of being named in the sealed Jeffrey Epstein files, even saying that if it wasn't for him, Trump would not be president. And more breaking news coming in as the war of words continues to escalate. President Trump has now told ABC News that he's not particularly interested in talking to Elon Musk and calls him a man who has lost his mind, is the statement coming in from Donald Trump as Elon Musk continues to spam Donald Trump on social media, particularly his own platform, Twitter, which was now called X. And I'm joined by my colleague Siddhant Mishra on the broadcast on this, stunning developments keep coming in, Siddhant. We're getting more and more news time after time about the different messages that Elon Musk is sending out against Trump. He's pretty much thrown the kitchen sink against the US president, and the US president also now not backing down, even mulling cancelling all his government contracts, something he had lauded in the past, and now there's only acrimony between the two.
Well, absolutely, Ayushman. In fact, there have been multiple attempts in United States to bring both of them back. In fact, the business community is concerned after this feud. In fact, some section in the Republican camp, they are also hoping that both Elon Musk and Donald Trump could be friends again. And in fact, in the morning we got to know that there are attempts made so that a phone call can be arranged between President Trump and Elon Musk. But now we're getting to know that there is this statement coming from Elon Musk, and Elon Musk has said that President Trump has lost it and he's not be holding any conversation with President Trump. As I said, that the business community is concerned. Tesla shares were down this morning. Having said that, the three of Elon Musk's companies, Starlink, SpaceX, all these companies have been closely working with the US government. In fact, yesterday Elon Musk also threatened that he's going to decommission his Dragon aircraft which is used to take supplies to the International Space Station. So they are indeed concerned as far as strategic matters, as far as business matters, and this is the reason that many in United States want both of them to hold talks to end this feud. But it looks like that this feud is not going to end anytime soon. Perhaps the kind of statements and signaling being done by both the sides, it looks very unlikely that both these leaders could hold talks for mediation.
Absolutely. It's a bromance breakdown currently in the United States, as Musk has also gone on to the extent of saying that Trump's name is in the Epstein files, where a lot of people accused of pedophilia have been named by several MAGA leaders. But now Trump going to the extent of saying that Musk has lost his mind. He's a man who's lost his mind and he's not interested in speaking to the Tesla CEO. But shifting focus to some entertainment news, Alia Bhatt is now making waves for her bridesmaid fashion at her best friend's wedding. Here's more on that.
After wowing everyone at Met Gala and Cannes 2025, Bollywood diva Alia Bhatt just set a new benchmark for bridesmaid fashion. And how? She attended her best friend's dreamy wedding in Spain recently and gave us 3 stunning looks that were equal part glamorous and effortless. Each outfit had its own vibe, and Alia carried all of them with that signature Bhatt charm. Let's start with the Christian wedding look. Alia wore a custom black gown by Rahul Mishra, and honestly, we are still not over it. The strapless dress came with a sweetheart neckline, a body-hugging silhouette, and a thigh-high slit with a curved finish that added a hint of drama. The floor-length hem made it feel red carpet ready. While her style was pure perfection, sleek scented parted bun, floral-shaped earrings, statement rings, feathered brows, and soft minimal glam. Classy, elegant, and just the right amount of sparkle. Now cut to the Hindu wedding, where Alia flipped the script and gave us a power-packed bridesmaid moment in a custom Shantanu and Nikhil creation. Think Bandh Gala, but for women. She wore a structured jacket with padded shoulders, full sleeves, and detailed embroidery. Underneath, a bralette blouse peeking through, paired with a satin skirt that had a dramatic pleated design in the front. She accessorized it like a true fashion girl. Choker necklace, vintage sunglasses, a white clutch, and her signature clean bun. The vibe? Regal meets runway. And last but definitely not the least, her beach wedding look in an Arpita Mehta creation. This outfit screamed coastal chic. A bralette-style blouse featuring patchwork embroidery, shell embellishments, mirror work, spaghetti straps and a flattering corset fit. She then paired it with a colourful panelled bandhani lehenga, a matching potli bag, a printed bandhani scarf tied like a headband, and retro sunnies. Not just that, she also let her hair down in soft waves and kept her glam fresh and dewy. From sophisticated to edgy to boho, Alia's bridesmaid wardrobe is a mood board of perfection. Stylish yet relatable, trend-forward yet personal. If bridesmaid fashion had a face, it would definitely be Alia Bhatt. What is your take on our beloved fashionista?
And from the world of sports, India's new Test captain Shubman Gill and coach Gautam Gambhir addressed the media ahead of the England tour. Gambhir confirmed Jasprit Bumrah may miss a few tests due to workload pressure. He also reflected on the Bengaluru Stampede. I'll leave you with that. Up next, Plain Speak.
India's new Test captain Shubman Gill and head coach Gautam Gambhir appeared together for the first time ahead of the England tour. But the mood was far from celebratory. In a press conference that was expected to be all about India's next Test challenge, a few words were reserved for a heartbreaking tragedy: the Bengaluru Stampede at the RCB felicitation event on Wednesday. The devastating stampede in Bengaluru during RCB's victory parade that killed 11 people cast a long shadow. Gambhir was candid and firm. He said, "I never believed in road shows. Every life matters. If we are not prepared to manage that kind of crowd, we shouldn't hold one." He added that even after India's 2007 T20 World Cup win, he opposed such open public celebrations. Maybe in the future, we celebrate inside the stadiums, he said, echoing the thoughts of many shaken by the scenes in Bengaluru. The topic then shifted to India's pace spearhead, Jasprit Bumrah. Will he play the full 5 Test series in England? Gambhir said it would depend on how the series unfolds and added, "We will speak with him. If he feels ready, he plays. If not, others must step up." As always, Gambhir turned it into a challenge. If Bumrah misses games, it's a chance for someone else to put their hand up, he said. There's belief in India's pace depth and it will be tested early. Captain Shubman Gill, meanwhile, was calm and composed. He said the team would finalize their batting order after a 10-day camp in London with an intra-squad match offering crucial clues. There is no fixed formula, just preparations and adaptability. On Shreyas Iyer's omission, Gambhir made it clear, nothing is permanent. We can only pick 18, but we are in an open calling anyone in form.
Welcome everyone. Thanks a lot for staying with us. You're watching Plain Speak with me, Shivani Gupta. 48 hours after 11 innocents were trampled upon on the streets leading up to Chinnaswamy Stadium in the backdrop of the RCB victory parade, the state government has taken action in the case. But the entire action seems to be one-sided. Top cops have been suspended, some transferred. RCB management officials are facing action. So is the State Cricket Association. The event management company members have been picked up, but zero accountability of the government itself. Are we to forget that the Chief Minister, Deputy Chief Minister were present as team was felicitated at the Vidhana Soudha? The Deputy Chief Minister was even in the stadium hoisting the trophy aloft during the celebratory bash, even as bodies continue to pile outside the stadium. Or how the police's alarm over lack of preparedness was overlooked. Or how the Home Minister of the state was not in control of what was happening, leaving thousands of fans in the lurch. Is this not a failure of the state machinery, suspending cops and booking organizers just a face saver then, to assuage public mood and buy time, to wait it out till the heat dissipates over the government ministers? We'll take that and more up with our guest joining us in just a bit. But the state government cracked the whip, and of the top cops that are facing action are none other than B. Dayanand, who's the commissioner of the Bengaluru police until yesterday. He has now been suspended and replaced. Additional Commissioner of Police West, Vikas Kumar, has also been suspended. Shekhar, Deputy Commissioner of Police Central, has also been suspended. Balakrishna is the Assistant Commissioner of Police in Cubbon Park, suspended. But Hemant Nimbalkar, ADGP Intelligence, has only been transferred. Now, some are alleging already that this is because of his closeness to the Chief Minister himself. Here's what's ironic. The cops who are facing action today were the ones being praised by the very government 2 days ago when the tragedy took place. Listen in.
Yes, they condone the message. ನಾನು ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ಗೆ ಸ್ಟೇಡಿಯಂಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಐ ಗೇವ್ ದೆಮ್ ಎ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ದೆಮ್ ವಿತಿನ್ 10 minutes ದಿಸ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ಡ್. I took the secretary also, he also, they all agreed, even the RCB team agreed. Within 10 minutes in the stage, not even 1 minute.
ನಾನು ರಾಜಕೀಯ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ ಈ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ. ಮೇಲ್ನೋಟಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾರು ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರರಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಯಾರು ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಯನ್ನು ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸಿಲ್ಲ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಅಂತೇವ್ರನ್ನ ಸಸ್ಪೆಂಡ್.
Cops aren't the only ones facing the heat. Siddaramaiah has dismissed his close aide and political secretary K. Govindaraj. Now, the Chief Minister claims that it is Govindaraj who pressurized him to hold the Vidhana Soudha event in the first place. Is he not just throwing his comrade under the bus? The Cubbon Park police have filed FIR